The top stories tonight in Y News. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. states that the Philippines needs to do more than just the usual filing of diplomatic protest against China following the June 17 incident in Ayungin Shoal. Senator Hontiveros says the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, has confirmed matched fingerprints of Mayor Guo and Chinese national Guo Hua Ping. Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa admits human rights violation in some drug war cases. And we will discover why North Korea claimed successful test of missile capable of carrying multiple warheads. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, the 27th of June, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Arnie Teves. First in the news. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. asserted that China's harassment of the Philippine resupply mission at Ayungin Shoal last June 17 was illegal and deliberate. According to PBBM, it is time for the country to take additional steps against Beijing's dangerous actions in the West Philippine Sea. Nel Maribohok reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday, June 27, said the Philippines needs to do more than just the usual filing of diplomatic protest against China following the June 17 incident in Ayungin Shoal. In a media interview, President Marcos said the government has protested the incident in Ayungin Shoal that left one Navy personnel severely hurt and made the Philippines' objection and position very clear.
But you know, we have how many? We have over 100 already protests. We have already made the similar number of demarches. So we have to do more than just that.
PBBM did not elaborate on the next steps of the Philippines in addressing China's actions in the region. The Commander-in-Chief further explained that the incident cannot be considered an armed attack, but China's blocking of the resupply mission at Ayungin Shoal was illegal and deliberate.
It's not armed. Walang pumutok. Hindi tayo tinutukan ng baril. But it was a deliberate action to stop our people. But in the process of that, kinuhanan tayo. They boarded a Philippine vessel and took equipment from the Philippine vessel.
Despite the incident, the government said it will continue its resupply missions to BRP Sierra Madre unannounced. Asked why the incident was initially considered by government as a case of misunderstanding, President Marcos explained they were still checking data on the ground when the statement came out. He said it was only when they visited the Western Command of the Armed Forces of the Philippines in Palawan last week that they discovered the incident was a deliberate action of China to stop from completing the RORE mission. Nel Maribohok, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The camp of suspended Bamban-Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo has urged concerned investigators to file a case in court regarding the stolen identity claim against the local official. They believe that it is appropriate course of action to address the allegations. Dante Amento tells us why.
Suspended Bamban-Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo's legal counsel attorney Stephen David stated that they could not comment on the issue of his client's stolen identity. David urged those investigating the local chief executive to file a case in court rather than conducting a trial by publicity.
Isampan nila sa court para masagot namin kasi mahirap yung ganyan trial by publicity yung ilalabas lang natin sa mga investigations na ganyan.
David further said that if there is indeed evidence on the claim, it is prudent to bring the issue to court, which has the power to decide on its veracity and whether Guo committed a violation.
Yung mga tao na sway sila sa kanilang opinion, kung maganda yung kanilang sinasabi na may ganyan, may basehan sila, di pagsampa niya sa husgado, masasagot natin kasi malalaman natin kung totoo yun o hindi.
A document allegedly shows that a picture of another woman named Alice Guo had the same information as that of the suspended mayor.
Ngayon, hindi ko naman sinasabing totoo yan, hindi ko rin sinasabing mali. Pero alam mo ngayon, mahirap yung maraming mga photoshop, maraming mga fake news. Yung hindi natin alam kung legit ba yung source, di ba? So yan, malalaman natin lahat yan sa proper forum, sa husgado. At doon tayo makakapag-comment.
Dante Amento, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, has confirmed on Thursday, June 27, that the fingerprints of suspended Bambantarlac Mayor Alice Guo matched with Chinese woman Guo Hua Ping. This was according to Senate Deputy Minority Leader Hontiveros, who leads the Senate investigation into Guo's identity and alleged links to illegal Philippine offshore gaming operator, or POGO. Hontiveros says this means that the two fingerprints belong to a same person, which further confirms that Mayor Guo is a fake Filipino. For the lawmaker, Guo is a Chinese national masquerading as Filipino citizen to facilitate crimes being committed by POGO. Hontiveros calls it a huge insult to the voters of Bambantarlac, to government institutions, and to the Filipino people. She extends her gratitude to newly installed NBI Director Jaime Santiago for its swift response. She further urges the Office of the Solicitor General to expedite its quo warranto case against Guo to make her accountable for her crimes. Following the revelation, Hontiveros vows to continue the Senate inquiry to dig deeper and locate the systemic roots of illegal POGOs in the country. The National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, has asked Art Samaniego, the technology editor and IT head of the Manila Bulletin, who is implicated in the alleged hacking of government and private websites, to provide an explanation. Samaniego has been given only 10 days by the NBI to respond. JP Nunez will tell us why.
The information technology head of the Manila Bulletin, Art Samaniego, has not yet appeared at the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, despite being issued a subpoena. The NBI has requested that he explain his alleged involvement in hacking incidents affecting several government websites and private companies. The agency has given him 10 days to provide his side of the story regarding the accusations against him.
So, kailan yun? Lunes o Martes? 10 days. Within 10 days, appear siya.
Pero so far?
Wala pa. Hindi pa.
The NBI has stated that no case has been filed against Samaniego as of now. Samaniego was implicated in the case after hackers caught by the NBI on June 19 allegedly confessed in an extrajudicial statement that he had ordered them to access data from several government agencies. He is also the founder of ScamWatch Philippines, which assists the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Council, or CICC, an attached agency of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT. The department has advised Samaniego to address the complaint and explain himself to the NBI.
I understand that he's also a founder of ScamWatch and have been doing anti-hacking activities, in public. But right now, I think the subpoena was already served for Art to be able to explain naman his side. But for Art, my advice is he trusts the process, face the case. He will be given ample time to prepare for his defense. So he should he should be given that privilege.
As of now, Art Samaniego is on indefinite leave from ScamWatch. Meanwhile, the DICT has commended the NBI for its efforts in apprehending the hackers.
So number one, we commend the NBI for doing this. We affirm that this is a one government approach. No, we have been discussing this with NBI, with the PNP, Anti-Cybercrime Group, with the CICC, and it is really unfortunate na ngayon nadadawit si Mr. Art Samaniego.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And for the news abroad, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, has selected Netherlands Prime Minister Mark Rutte as its next Secretary General, succeeding Jens Stoltenberg of Norway. After a decade in the role, Rutte is set to take over on October 1. His only rival, President Klaus Johannes of Romania, withdrew from the race last week after failing to gain traction, rendering Rutte's appointment as a formality. He gained early support from key members of the NATO, including the United States, Britain, France, and Germany, after he declared interest in the post last year. Rutte expressed his eagerness to lead NATO with great vigor and underscored the organization's crucial role in global security. A strong critic and staunch ally of Ukraine, Rutte will now face the challenge of maintaining NATO's support for Ukraine during its ongoing war against Russia. North Korea has reported that they successfully conducted a missile test with multiple warheads. However, South Korea has dismissed the claim as deception, suggesting it as an attempt to conceal a failed launch. Axis Salem will tell us why.
The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, has announced a successfully conducted test of missiles with multiple warheads, a claim South Korea dismissed as deception to cover up a failed launch. North Korea conducted a test on Wednesday, June 26, using an intermediate-range ballistic missile's first-stage solid-fuel engine. South Korea's military reported North Korea's launch of a hypersonic missile off its east coast, which exploded in mid-air. North Korea successfully separated warheads in a test aimed at developing multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle technology, securing the capability to destroy individual targets using multiple warheads. South Korea's military claims that a joint analysis by the South and the United States military indicates that the missile exploded during its initial flight stage. South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff spokesperson Lee Sung-jun denies North Korea's recent test photos are deception and exaggeration, claiming they were likely fabricated or recycled from a previous launch. Moreover, South Korea, the US, and Japan have criticized the North Korean missile launch as a violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions and warned against further provocations. Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un signed a mutual defense pact during the former's first visit to DPRK. The DPRK has condemned Ukraine's Crimea attacks as heinous. He also added that the attack underscored Washington's status as a top-class state sponsor of terrorism. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department has announced that Washington provided weapons to Ukraine to defend its sovereign territory, including Crimea. Axis Salem, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, has clarified that there is only one Alice Guo in their database. This statement comes after irregularities were discovered in the late registration of suspended Bamban-Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo. Jed Neresina details why.
The Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, has stated that there is a low possibility of having exact and identical birth information. Attorney Eliezer Ambatali, director of PSA's legal service, mentioned that the agency already has a mechanism to determine if information is already registered in their database.
Ang posibilidad nun ay maliit, napaka-unlikely na magkaroon ng ganun na sitwasyon na lahat ng circumstances ng isang individual sa isa pang individual ay parehong-pareho.
At this time, it is also easier to determine multiple registration due to digitalization.
Meron tayong CRS-ITP2 right now na ito isang yung ITP2 is the second phase of the digitalization effort for the civil registration system natin. So, dahil dito sa CRS ITP2, mas madali natin na determine yung multiple registrations.
Regarding the issue concerning suspended Bamban Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo's information, the PSA clarified that it is not a case of double entry. They emphasized that there is only one record of the name in their database.
As far as the civil registration is concerned, no, ang nakikita lang kasi natin ay isang birth certificate pertaining to a name Alice Guo. No? So, masasabi natin na hindi ito kaso ng multiple registration under the civil registration. No?
In relation to these issues, the agency has implemented stricter measures for late birth registration.
Kung mahigpit na noon ang delayed registration, mas pinahigpit pa ngayon ang pagrerehistro kapag delayed ang registration mo, no?
First, it is now required or mandatory to have a Philippine national ID, or you must already be registered in the system. Proof of the applicant's parents' identity, picture, and personal appearance is also necessary.
Kapag magpaparehistro ka sa isang local civil registry office, yes, nire-require na po natin na physically magpunta ka sa local civil registry office na kung saan ka magpaparehistro.
PSA strongly reminds and encourages the public to immediately correct any details relating to their legal identity to avoid problems such as identity theft. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Philippine National Police has reported that 3 people have died during the BMW Owners Society of Safe Riders or Boss Ironman Motorcycle Challenge. As a result, the organizers are now considering completely stopping the event. The club made this announcement during a hearing held by the House Committee on Transportation. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
This is just one of the video clips presented during the hearing of the House Committee on Transportation regarding the BMW Owners Society of Safe Riders or Boss Ironman Motorcycle Challenge in North Luzon this year. More than 2,000 motorcycle riders and automobile drivers participated in the event, covering a route of 1,200 kilometers within 24 hours. Based on the report from the Philippine National Police or PNP, in 2024, 3 people died in the motorcycle and automobile endurance event. Moreover, more than 20 individuals were injured due to the road crash incidents. These numbers add to the injuries recorded in 2022 and 2023.
Boss Ironman 2024, we have one in Luzon held on February 23 to 24 with 2,500 participants. Meron po tayong recorded na 22 road crash incidents. Out of this incident, meron po tayong injuries, 17 from the part of the participants and 12 for non-participants. However, meron po tayong 3 fatalities.
The families of the victims as well as the participants involved in the road crash incidents all reached settlements with the organizers because of this. No complaints were filed in relation to the incidents. Transportation was unable to determine who issued the permit to the group to conduct such an event. The BMW Owners Society of Safe Riders or BOSS emphasized that they coordinated with local government units, the Philippine National Police and the Land Transportation Office before organizing the event.
Ano po ba yung tenor ng request nyo dito po sa LTO?
We submitted to the office of Attorney Vigor Mendoza a letter for the conduct of Boss Ironman Motorcycle Challenge in the 19th of January.
And LTO, you do not have that letter in your records?
None, Your Honor.
None?
For me, Your Honor.
It was also noted during the hearing that there was no issuance of a legal receipt for the amount paid by the participants in the event. Each participant paid 5,000 pesos to join the endurance event. Meanwhile, the organizers of the Boss Ironman Motorcycle Challenge are considering permanently stopping the event due to the recent events. The club also admits that organizing such a challenge has become a significant challenge, especially with the increasing number of participants.
Walang kapalit sa buhay. As a president and with the board, we are strongly thinking or contemplating of the event not to push through. We have to reformat if we have to.
Alongside this, the organization has also committed to supporting the education of the orphaned children of the victims who died due to the endurance challenge. According to the BMW Owner Society of Safe Riders, several well-known personalities and bloggers participated in their endurance event this year, including Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa and some artists. Rosa Licoz, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Human rights violations were committed in some drug war cases. This was the admission of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa in light of the ongoing House investigation into the alleged extrajudicial killings during the Duterte administration's war on drugs. For de la Rosa, the drug war killings should be investigated one by one and should not be treated collectively as a crime against humanity. De la Rosa was the first Philippine National Police Chief of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who implemented the Oplan Tokang.
Hindi ko sinabi na walang nangyayaring human rights violation during the war on drugs. Aminado tayo dyan na mayroong mga kaso na talaga na-violate yung right ng tao. Kasi kung wala, dapat hindi nakakasuhan yung mga pulis na gumawa ng kalokohan. Dapat walang pulis na yun na konbikto, nakasuhan, na konbikto, na kulong. Kaya nga dapat investigan individually bawat kaso. Hindi man ito yung isang one act lang na crime against humanity. Walang leader na mag-utos na gumawa kayo ng violation sa batas. Unless of course na merong sariling motive yung pulis na nasa isip niya. Mahalaga masyado yung preservation of human rights, yung pag-observe ng human rights, preservation of human life. Andyan yan sa training ng pulis.
However, former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV, a staunch critic of Duterte's drug war, counters this, claiming that there were orders from higher-ups for the police to do the killings.
Nako, hindi po totoo yan. Kasi yung mga police commanders na nagsasabi na hinuhuli lang nila, hindi nila pinapatay, kinakalampag-sell sila ng higher headquarters. Gusto nila body count. Ayaw nila nung aresto.
Okay.
Talagang meron silang directive na nakuha.
De la Rosa will not attend the House probe, calling it useless and a waste of time. He also revealed that the former president will not attend the congressional inquiry. Despite this, the lawmaker believes the House investigation proves that there is no need for the International Criminal Court or ICC to investigate the drug war cases in the country. Provincial Police Office Director Police Colonel Darnell Dulnuan has confirmed that fisherfolk in Ilocos Sur recovered another 18 packs of shabu from the waters off Masingal on Wednesday night, June 26th. Colonel Dulnuan stated that a total of 60 packs have been found since Monday, June 24, with 24 packs recovered in San Juan, Ilocos Sur, 18 in Kawayan, and the third batch in Masingal. Ilocos Sur police are currently investigating whether these drugs were intended for the Philippines. They are also conducting continuous patrols along the coast of Ilocos Sur to ensure the proper disposition of any other possible illegal contraband.
Yung San Juan is parang mahanapan mo yan sa halos northern tip na po ng Ilocos Sur. Ang parang layo po niyan is around mga 16 nautical miles po from the lugar po ng San Juan. Tapos po yung second na nahanapan is dito po sa Santa Maria, which is around 18 nautical miles ang layo naman po from yung para sa yung Panambaybay. And then ito pong panghuli po na nahanapan dito sa Magsingal is around 42 nautical miles.
With the onset of the rainy season, the Department of Health has already observed a rise in leptospirosis cases this June. Gladys Tuwabi tells us why.
The Department of Health continues its vigilant monitoring against waterborne illnesses, influenza-like illnesses, leptospirosis and dengue, or wild diseases. As the country transitions into the rainy season, DOH reports a rise in leptospirosis cases. From only 6 cases in early May, the DOH recorded 60 cases from May 19 to June 1 this year. The numbers increased further, reaching 83 cases from June 2 to June 15. Tragically, 84 deaths have already been recorded this year. Health Secretary Ted Herbosa advises the public to avoid playing or wading through floodwaters to prevent leptospirosis. If unavoidable, people should at least wear boots and immediately wash their bodies with clean water and soap afterward. The DOH has also urged the local government units to declog flood drains and implement rodent control measures to reduce chances of transmission to humans. Gladys Tuwabi, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday, June 27, stated that he would announce by the end of the week the replacement of Vice President Sara Duterte as Department of Education or DepEd Secretary. PBBM in a media interview said the Education Department is arguably the most important government agency and should not be left without a head.
So no matter the change in leadership within the department, we still have to carry on. So we are now at today's. I will probably be able. I would like to be able to announce the appointment of the new DepEd Secretary by the end of the week.
The president said Duterte did not provide any reason for stepping down from the cabinet.
And in other global news, an attempted military coup against the government of President Luis Arce has failed after an assault on the presidential palace in La Paz, Bolivia on Wednesday. Ruth Bahe tells us why.
Bolivian armed military units led by General Juan Jose Zuniga gathered in the Central Plaza Murillo in La Paz earlier on Wednesday, June 26. Where an armored vehicle was used to ram the presidential palace gates as soldiers flooded in. The failed coup attempt comes amid rising political tensions in Bolivia ahead of 2025 general elections, where leftist former President Evo Morales is planning to run again, creating a rift with his former ally President Luis Arce. The president has condemned the incident as an attempted coup d'etat and called on the Bolivian people to mobilize in defense of democracy. After a few tense hours, the military withdrew from the square and authorities arrested General Zuniga, who had recently been removed of his military command. Inside the palace, President Arce swore in a new military commander, Jose Wilson Sanchez, and called for calm and order to be restored, urging all security forces to return to their units. Bolivia's Public Prosecutor's Office has announced a criminal investigation of those involved in the attempted coup. This event has drawn strong condemnation from regional leaders in the international community who have expressed unwavering support for Bolivia's democratic institutions and President Arce's government. Ruth Bahe, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Following a 14-year legal battle that ended in a deal, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange was welcomed in Australia on Wednesday, June 26, after pleading guilty to violating United States Espionage Act. Australian leaders celebrated the event, but the Conservative opposition warned the government against hailing Assange as a hero. Paul Gatchalian tells us why.
Just after 7:30 p.m. local time on Wednesday, June 26, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange disembarked from a private jet along with his wife, Stella. Overnight, a judge in Virginia court accepted Assange's guilty plea and formally dismissed all of Assange's outstanding charges, saying there had been no personal victims. Assange was freed on the remote Pacific island of Saipan. He served more than 5 years in a high-security jail in Britain and 7 years in asylum at Ecuador's embassy in London, where he battled extradition to Sweden on allegations of sexual assault. Assange also battled extradition to the United States, where he faced 18 criminal charges for violations of U.S. espionage law. Back in 2010, Assange published thousands of classified military documents and diplomatic cables to expose U.S. wrongdoings and potential crimes during the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. The United States has long justified that Assange's actions were reckless and that agents' lives were put at risk when names of government sources were disclosed. For several years, Australian lawmakers have pushed for Assange's freedom, causing an unusual point of tension in the country's bilateral relationship. Assange has not spoken publicly since being released. Through Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese said he had a very warm discussion with Assange in a phone call. In an interview with Reuters, opposition leader in the Senate Simon Birmingham acknowledged Assange's release but said Assange was no martyr for the mass data leak. Birmingham warned Albanese against meeting Assange, saying such celebrations may not sit well with some U.S. Congress members. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department reiterated its position and emphasized its limited involvement in the resolution of Assange's case. According to National Security spokesman John Kirby, the White House was also not involved in the case in any way, stressing that it was a matter handled by the Department of Justice. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. I am Marvi Delfin, live from Australia. Good evening.
The Department of Justice, or DOJ, has confirmed this evening that the Timor-Leste Court of Appeals granted the extradition request of the Philippine government for former Congressman Arnie Teves. According to the DOJ, this decision was conveyed to them by the Attorney General of Timor-Leste. They emphasized that the Philippine government has emerged victorious in this legal battle. The DOJ further expressed their anticipation for Teves's arrival and his subsequent facing of charges in Philippine local courts. The Philippine Coast Guard has been closely monitoring the movements of a Chinese monster ship within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone for the past 10 days. Continuous patrols have been conducted around reefs and seas within the country's EEZ, aided by Canada's dark vessel detection technology. On June 17, the CCG 5901 departed from Hainan, China, and made its way to Parola and Pag-asa Islands. It then proceeded to Zamora Reef, spending the night, and continued through Bayani and Union Banks the following day. By June 20, it arrived at Kagitingan Reef, possibly for resupply before heading towards the EEZ of Malaysia and Brunei. Returning to the Philippine EEZ, it visited Rizal Reef, Panganiban Reef, and passed through Lawak, Patag Island, and Escoda Shoal. The vessel also approached El Nido, Palawan, coming within 34 nautical miles, and then moved on to Bajo de Masinloc, where 3 other CCG vessels were present. As of yesterday morning, it was observed 46 nautical miles away from Hainan. The Office of the Civil Defense, or OCD, head says Greater Metro Manila area is not fully ready for a 7.2 magnitude earthquake. Meanwhile, the UNTV News and Rescue strengthens its preparedness to mitigate the effects of the big one. Asher Kadapan Jr. details why.
About 2 million buildings are estimated to collapse if the Greater Metro Manila area is hit by a 7.2 magnitude earthquake dubbed as the Big One. The Office of Civil Defense, or OCD, reveals this as it calls anew for strict implementation of the building code, being the first line of defense against the threat of the movement of the West Valley Fault. OCD Administrator Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno explains preparedness will be useless if structures are susceptible to destructions from the big one.
The communities are thinking that we are fully prepared to respond. But as ourselves, are we really that ready? I'm sorry to say that my personal answer is not yet. We have a lot of things in place, but overall, not yet.
The OCD head also emphasizes the importance of the role of responders during such disaster and calamity. With this, the UNTV News and Rescue continues to prepare for the effect of the big one. This includes monthly disaster management trainings, expanding its units within Metro Manila as well as other parts of the country.
Sa membership natin is hindi lang tayo basta nagre-recruit. So ginagawa natin strategic yung recruitment at saka yung pagtatayo ng team. Kasi katulad din naman, nakaaling din doon sa planong government na pagka nagkaroon ng mga disaster sa isang area, ang isang inaasahan natin na tutulong doon is yung mga nearby provinces.
UNTV News and Rescue personnel, including news anchors, reporters, cameramen, and drivers, undergo trainings as first aid responders, while members of Church of God International or MCGI work hand-in-hand in the rehabilitation aspect during disasters by conducting relief operations and feeding program. Asher Kadapan Jr., UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
Our kasambahay, as the world faces these trying times amid the various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with a word, giving glory to God. From the book of 1 John, chapter 1, verse 8, it says, "If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves, and the truth is not in us." And those are the reasons behind the news, June 27, 2024. Reasons we deliver to you as they unfold. Because we need to know. We will always ask why. I'm Harleen Delgado. We serve the people. We give glory to God.